Okay, here is another, right. Here is another nightly recap session. And today is the 8th of January, 2026. Right. I mean, as it says, Trump is relentless. If you look at the markets today, let's have a quick look and we shall see. I mean, I hope everyone's had a great trading day at the market today. It's a mixed shelf, really. But I mean, you can actually explain this thing. And, when I'm just going to share my screen quickly. So we shall see. Where are we? Where are we? Okay. Boom. Right. So, yeah, I was looking at this one actually today. So as usual, I mean, I love starting with the cues really. So let's see how the cues are, and we'll take it from there. Where is my, there you go. Where is my click button? Like this. Bring it up. Sorry, got to do a bit of a arrangement, chop and change, and then you go. Yeah, I had a clean shave. Everything off to the barbers. Okay, right. Today is another trading day. Exciting day, actually. You don't believe the headlines, do you? And if you had a look, I mean, if you look at the headlines right there, why is it? Come on, plain white is better. There you go. Okay, so if you look at the headlines, it looks like he was little deep, a little deep today at the market. But if you look at the equal weighted S&P, I think that's RSP. And what do we have? Just keep it short and simple. RSP. So yeah, the market is actually up. Isn't that interesting? But yes, so the market, while the market is up, when you look at it, consider the equal weighted. But it doesn't look like we saw lots of action. But I will be saying that it is actually lots of action. Why is that? Let's have a look at a few of this. Well, just talk about the cues. Let's look at a few of the leaders. You know, look at that. Um, Google is back all-time high, 326. And guess what? Google caught an upgrade today. What about Apple? That's one down. Okay. What about Netflix? I mentioned this is something we've been trading in the group. We call this, and we were looking at 90 right from when it was about 120 early last year. We talked about this. So Netflix down. What else? What else? I'm just looking at the leaders. I think Tesla was able to catch a beat back again. Yeah, 435, but generally still kind of holding that train. The next one, Amazon. Amazon had a good day yesterday, and that's the reason I'm actually going through some of these things. Again, I will keep the videos short. Again, Amazon kind of left that level, pushed back up again today or yesterday. And another one, let's just quickly look at one more. And there's something I wanted to look into actually. Oh, NVIDIA. Yeah, down. So you can see the mixed shelf and Palantir. Palantir is or was also down. What does that tell you? So you can see with Palantir, they've got the zone and they are not ready to leave that zone. A bit of consolidation going on there. But generally, since we had a mixed bag, and of course the RSP is up, the Qs was down, that is telling me something. That's telling me that there's a bit of rotation, which is going well. I think there's a distribution going on, number one. And of course, number two, there definitely is rotation, which is happening in the market. Okay. If there's rotation happening in the market, therefore, where is the money rotating to? Because it looks like the leaders, the tech leaders, XLK, let's actually have a look. You can see XLK, he kind of just got a bit tired right there. Boom. You see that? So XLK dipped a bit, of course. Now, if you look at the retail, and you could have a few look at some of the retail. Number one, I mean, let's look at KRE. which is not just the retail, looking at the KRA, look at the banks actually. So if I look at, it's a KBE, come on, there you go. Look at that. There's the banks doing very well. Yeah. Again, look at the KRE. Another one, regional banks doing again very well. So yes, the banks doing very well. Of course, you can say that's because we are due for earnings. Another one, look at the retail. I have been hammering this. Remember, we did not get, I was going to say Dirty December. We did not get Santa last December. So does that mean, and I did say that there was a bit of a retail hangover, and let's see if that's what I saw. So I look at Target. I've been calling out Target since the low 90s. Now we found ourselves at 106. Now you can see here Target is literally at a resistance. And if we're able to break away from here, boom, I'm thinking probably 120. So that's Target. Another one, we've got Deck. Now, Deck again, been calling this as I think it's about 85 or thereabout. Mostly I'm a swing trader. Be patient, let it run for a little bit, and you take and move away. Okay, so been calling some of these things. So that tells me personally that we've got a rotation away from there, and we've got a rotation right into retail. I mean, pick another, just looking at the average retail up KSS, Macy's. Does that explain what I'm saying? I think it does. Okay, so that's what we've got. We've got retail doing very well. And therefore, it looks to me, you can see the rotation away from tech leaders into these. And of course, there's a distribution. Again, let's quickly look at the metals. Did the metals catch a beat today? Yep. Gold doing its own thing. Silver. And these metals move because we have uncertainty. People are rushing to safety zones. That's what it is. I mean, XLK, for example. XLK is down, and that just tells you, so, we're talking about the tech, which I think I mentioned that already. So again, look at ITV, which is an ETF, and not that one. Where is it again? No, no, no. I wanted to talk about ITV, something else. Okay. But anyway, now I wanted to talk about Netflix and Paramount. I think Netflix, Paramount, Warner Bros. We are due to just get this over and done with. Netflix, I've been calling for 90. Do I think it's going to come down? I mean, you could see it's not exactly at a resistance. So, but for me, I think this is the most which has been priced in. So, Paramount said they want Netflix. Doesn't matter. I think Oracle was able to throw their hats in at some point. And even if you look at Oracle, again, not exactly doing very well. But if you look at Warner Bros., what does that tell you? Forget the headline. Warner Bros. Looks like they are gearing up and getting ready. They kind of looks like it's theirs already. You can see, remember, someone always knows. Look at that. Yeah, someone always knows something. We shall see if I'm going to revert to this video or not. I mean, I don't know. It's just what I'm seeing. But again, looks like they're gearing up. Meanwhile, Netflix looks like it's load shedding because, well, so Netflix load shedding because if they get it, they're gonna have to pay cash. So market doesn't like that. So the straight stories. But anyway, setup is there for Warner Bros. While Netflix looks like a reversal pattern in either way. But hopefully we get this up and done with. There was another headline I wanted to talk about, which is, and now one thing is, what are the tariffs? What are the retail moving? Because obviously the market thinks tariff is, the tariff news basically number one. So we think tariff news might be, remember that I think there's a, let me just quickly post this headline. There's a headline that says that from Business Day newspaper, and it says that the tariff, Trump's tariff to remain until after let's just quickly find it. Okay, here it is. And this is what it says, that the president's tariff will remain in effect after appeals court grants the stay. So this is why the money started moving into retail. Okay, so the federal court temporarily reinstated the most sweeping of President Trump's tariffs on Thursday, and of course, which is today. But of course, if it gets revoked, I think we all know President Trump, he will appeal. It's just so we don't expect this at all to get easily killed off. But this is going to go on till June. So that's that one. I think another one was there was a tweet sent by President Trump, which is what I keep saying. The president is on the driving seat right now. Yesterday, he said, um, defense stock put a pause on to put a pause on dividends. And then after market closes, what did he say? He said that we're going to push up the defense budget to $1 trillion. Guess what happened with the defense leaders? And let's see what they did. When he announced the freezing of the dividend, guess what happened? LMT dumped 7%. And then the minute he said, okay, we're going to push this back up by a trillion, and boom, it reversed. So down, a few hours later, reversed. And a few of them as well. I mean, let's look at Northrop Grumman. There you go. Down, huge reversal. Is it RTX? RTX, I think formerly Radian. There you go. Reversal, back up. So sometimes we are in a very much sweeping headline market, and these things is happening. Got to pay attention. So the defense moved. I think one of the lower ones are defense related stock I have a bit of an exposure to is AMTM. I mean, look at this beauty. There you go. And then again, later today, President Trump again said he said something about where is the headline? Let's just find it quickly. There you go. Got it. So let's just post it. This was from Watcher Guru, by the way. He orders 200,000 million billion, thousand million billion, 200 trillion in mortgage bond buys to lower mortgage rates. It can be. It's going to be too many zeros. This is 2,000. This is 2 million. This is 2 billion. Or 200 billion. There you go. Apologize. I thought that was three zeros. Yeah, President Trump orders 200 billion in mortgage bond buys to lower mortgage rates. If you remember again, yesterday, President Trump said that, I think it kind of banned or put a pause on large institutions buying properties. Let's keep it short. That's kind of what he said. But then again, this time around, he said that there will be 200 billion in mortgage bond buying to lower mortgage rates. Guess what happened? Retail-friendly mortgage provider, Rocket or mortgage related. Look at that, after hours, 7%. So the president is driving this market. Can't get it wrong. I mean, it's not a shorting market at all. Part of what we saw today was ONDS, which, speaking of, when we're talking defense is not just the defense companies alone. And this is a company which has been insanely amazing. You can see from, if you look at it, just about almost a year ago, let's just say 10 months ago, it's gone up. Just about 10 months ago, this company has made a staggering 2,000% move. Come on, you can't just fault this company. I mean, I don't have an exposure. I don't care about it, but you've got to give credit where credit's due. This is a company. Oh God, come on. Just trying to move this away. Let's see. So, okay, hold on. There you go. The company's made an amazing or an impressive 2,000 to 127% move, almost 2,200% move in 10 months. It's just not nothing short of amazing. So again, the president is on the driving seats. You don't want to short this market. Just keep it that way. And it feels like even shorts are scared. Your short is when the market dips, and that's what it is. So, you know, and we are looking at strong economy, strong policies, strong macros in favor of the US market. But that's what it is, and that's what we've got at the moment. So again, if you've got your setup, don't get too exposed. All you've got to do is play the right game. But anyway, tomorrow is another day. I think we had a few prints today. Nothing major, nothing market moving, to be honest. They were all amazing. But until tomorrow, God bless everyone.